Welcome to Breaking Even Better podcast, the podcast where we talk anything business. I'm Brenda, the staffing strategist, and my co-hosts are here with me.
Hi, I'm Carolina Ponte, your fractional CFO and official bookworm.
Official bookworm, my goodness. Anyway, my name is Trish Saman. I am your fractional CMO. I am your digital decoder. And today we're coming for that dusty pile that you've got of all the books stacked up on your nightstand, your forgotten Kindle downloads, and all those well-meaning but still wrapped Audible credits.
Building a business can feel like a roller coaster.
Financial headaches, hiring drama, and marketing overwhelm are just a few things that make for a bumpy experience. But with the right people sitting next to you, you might actually enjoy the ride.
That's why we started Breaking Even Better, to demystify entrepreneurship so we can make the ups and downs a hell of a lot more fun.
Each week we'll bring you the raw, real, and unfiltered insights from our own experiences and expertise. If you're ready for no BS, honest stories, and a lot of laughter, then buckle in and listen up.
And let's ride this roller coaster together.
Yes, that's right. We're talking books today. We recently did a podcast with a author who wrote a book. We have a couple authors, Trish and Carolina, both are on here who wrote
That's
books.
true.
But the good, the game changing, the why we did everything we did, and why is everyone hype about this? Let's get into books.
Let's kick it off with Profit First
Hmm.
by Mike Makovich. We talked about this on a prior episode when we discussed Profit First, but if you've ever waited until year end to see if you've made money, this book will slap you with the truth.
Mhm.
Like literally. So here's the thing, guys. I use Profit First to help business owners and myself break free from the whatever's left over is my profit mindset. It gives structure to chaotic cash flow and forces profitability as a discipline, not an outcome.
I had one of my favorite books, and I have a lot of my the people I talk to look at is the E-Myth Revisited. Have you
Hmm.
heard of that?
Oh, yes.
Yes. So I don't remember I'm not good with these authors' names. I just can remember the book names.
Michael
However, this
Gerber
one
wrote that
teaches
one.
you about, if you're the worker, if you're the manager, and it tries to give you where you're supposed to be. You can't be everything in the business. So it kind of tends to tell you what you need to do to be in whatever area you should be in. That's why I like that one. And then it was Mindset Matters. I'm just thinking of them all. I love Mindset Matters because it does. I use it all the time. And of course, Pave Your Own Way. That's more inspirational, but you got to read it. And then I also have another one by this lady named Trish. Get the more clients you love. I wish that was easy for healthcare staffing
Mm.
that we could go pick. It's some that I have picked, but mainly now they all managed by another service. So it's more intricate than that. But yeah, talking about books.
Yeah. I want to touch on something that Carolina said with regards to profit first, too. So for our listeners, not only is it a plan that works really well, but we'll ask our producer to put this in the show notes, but Breaking Even Better, our bank is something called RelayFi, and I know
Mm.
that Go Beyond uses it, and so does my publishing company. We use RelayFi, and Relay Financial is it's relayfi.com. And like I said, Kristen will put it in the show notes. And I just want to disclose too that we do get a little bit of an affiliate kickback, but I also want you to know that before that affiliate kicked in, we were actually already using it. So part of the reason why I love that, and this getting back to the book part of it, is because Relay Financial actually leverages the system implemented and outlined in the Profit First book. So the reason why I point this out is not only are we reading these books, but we are also implementing a lot of the things that we feel are appropriate. So with that said, Pave Your Own Way by Carolina Ponte is inspirational, particularly because she was an immigrant and came here and had to start not only another business, but a business in her second language, which is always, challenging in and of itself, an experience I have not had. And then with regards to Get More Clients You Love, like Miss Brenda just said, it is not a perfect fit for everyone, but the fundamentals never change when you're
That
marketing
part.
a business.
Mm.
So, and then there's another book that I would like to mention, which is by Gay Hendricks, which is called The Big Leap. It's all about, and man, did we kind of touched on this when we met with Julie previously too, which is getting out of your own damn way. And,
Mm.
people talk about their limiting beliefs, and boy, oh boy, does this kind of address that, where it's like, I can only get so big, or I can only be so X, I can only be so phenomenal. And we love to self-sabotage. And man, that book, even the book's cover. So you'll know when you're out there, if you're looking for the book, even the book's cover is like my favorite because it's got the little goldfish that's like leaping out of the bowl. Such a great book. And I'm sure that is a sentiment that all entrepreneurs can resonate with and be familiar with, right?
I want to chime in just real quick for our listeners that any of the books that we're mentioning during this episode, we are going to have them on the show notes with the authors' names and the links because I know that I mispronounce names all the time. So, if you're just trying to listen to it, you'll be like, what the heck did she say? What is that name? I just want to disclose that for our listeners, just because I know how hard it is, at least for me. I'm a like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm a bookworm. I read all kinds of books, not just business books. I read every kind of book except horror. I really don't like horror.
Mhm. No, I don't like too much dystopian too. Like anything Cormac McCarthy, I want to just throw across the room. I'm like, this is too damn sad. I was like, I can't. It's a little too dystopian for me, and I feel like I get enough of that on the regular. So I don't need any of that right now. Oh gosh. Oh man. So what's another book, ladies, that you guys enjoy?
I've got one, Atomic Habits by James Clear.
I love that book.
I didn't really realize how many bad habits I had until I read this book. But it seems like I'm the problem. I'm rude or whatever it is. But this book is very helpful. It's straightforward. I loved it.
Hmm.
I wanna mention one that not only changed a lot of the things that I do in my business, but how I work with my clients as a fractional CFO, and it's traction. And
Mm.
that
Oh, yeah.
book is just phenomenal because it really gives you clarity on, how do you move forward and hold people accountable. How do you actually measure your achievements, but also have a clear path for goals and accountability? And
I
so
really,
one of the core things in the book is the L10 meetings and the trackers. And whenever I'm starting with a new client, that's exactly what we implement because it just completely changes your mindset. This book helps you kind of like really narrow down what you're supposed to be working on and then see that it's successful or not. So it's a great book.
yeah, I love traction. When you said that, I was like, oh, yes. Another one is We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rogers, especially for women of color. The book had me rewriting my money story and my money strategy with confidence and fire.
I would say that a real pivotal book and philosophy for me was Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. Part of the reason why I love this, and again, it kind of touches on what you mentioned a moment ago, Brenda, with regards to Get More Clients You Love, is that there is a structure. And while there may not necessarily, way it's not a perfect fit, it's just a template. You have to kind of like add your component to it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I love about that book is it really repositions the hero of the story to not be you, but your client. And
Mm-hmm.
that, like servant leader mentality is really appropriate, not just in your dealing with them, but how you create marketing structure for my clients. And what I'm doing is building it for or their clients. Because a lot of times they'll come, they'll want to build their website or they'll want to position their marketing about them being the hero in the story. And it's like that is not what's actually going to sell your service or your product. Service or your product really needs to make your client the hero in the story. And the analogy that he uses in the book is actually around Star Wars. So, like, who's Luke Skywalker? Are you, me, go beyond SEO? We're Luke Skywalker? No, we're not. My clients are Luke Skywalker, and they're going on a journey, and that journey meets a guide. That's go beyond SEO. So we're more Yoda, we're more Obi-Wan Kenobi, whereas the actual person, the actual hero of the story is somebody who has a very important mission but needs guidance along the way. That's where we come in. And that philosophy is absolutely the philosophy that we leverage when we're trying to help people marketing. And again, no matter how many different pieces there are, the fundamentals never change. So I love that book. It's by Donald Miller. Great, great book. Big fan.
I know I'm throwing this out there. If you're not a reader, because I'm not, I used to be able to read a lot more. I had more time to read. I do take books when I'm going on like a cruise or something because I feel like I might be able to relax enough to read a book. I said, but if you're not a reader, don't worry. It's no shame. You can download Audible, and that's through Amazon, and you can download all these books, and it's less than even getting them ordering paperback. You can download the books and listen to them on your way to work, on your way to wherever in your quiet time, even laying in the bed, you can listen to the book and not have to read it. But that's how I hear a lot of books. And on the plane, I have the book on, and you just listen to it, and you can kind of receive it. You can back it up if you have to back it up. But whatever it is, don't let the fact that you may not read be the cause of missing these great books. You can always listen to them.
Yeah, I would say that you might want to look into an app called Libby too. It's
Mhm.
basically you can essentially rent audiobooks, but it's from the library. So if some of the books that you're interested in have been, published for a while, then you don't actually have to buy the book from Audible. You can rent it like from Libby, which is one of the ones that I do because it's cheaper. And free 99 is my favorite. I'm a big
I
fan.
know that's right.
So So if you can do it for less and it's really just, cost you getting yourself a library card, I feel like there's that option. But I'm not gonna lie and say that I don't listen to either Apple Podcasts or Apple Books or Audible, of course. I think it's just kind of the front runner of the game. But there's also Blinkist, if you
Mm-hmm.
guys are
I
familiar,
haven't heard of
which will
that one.
summarize, if you're short on time, it'll summarize basically is like Cliff's Notes for all of us. Is Cliff's Notes still a thing? I know we're old. Like
Well,
Cliff's Notes.
listen, it may not be a thing, but here's AI is here, guys. So even
Oh, yeah.
even in any of the AI apps, you can just say, "Hey, can you give me the gist of book
That's
XYZ?"
true.
And all of a sudden, you like just read that one page.
That's right. And you'll get the gist of it. I would personally say that, especially books like the Donald Miller book that I mentioned, the Story Brand book, and Atomic Habits was another one, and absolutely the Traction book. I feel like if you can read the whole book, because there's just, even in a summary, there's just some nuance and some storytelling that happens that I feel like,
And I would say not only just like get the book for specifically for the traction book, I think the physical book is important to get because
agreed.
you'll be able to like highlight and mark the pages and the things that you want to start and then go back and revisit so that it's actually impactful when implementing because
Right.
what happens with audiobooks because hey I'm a bookworm here. I listen to audiobooks every day.
Right.
But more so on the entertainment side. But if I want to learn something, if I want to retain something, I go for the physical book because that really helps me, highlight, mark pages and whatnot. So that's a tip. But hey, let's be honest. If you don't want to do any of that, just hang out with us. We'll just read them.
Tell you about it. Well, we want to hear from you. Books, what great books have you read and that has changed your life? What wrecked your ego? Slide into our DMs at breaking even_better.
Here's the thing. I think you know how the saying goes that you're just as smart as the next five people you hang out with. I happen to hang out with a lot of book authors. And I did not know that. As a book junkie, I did not realize that I have a whole bunch of clients that have written books. And then
Mhm.
I have my, business partner who has a book. I'm like,
I
wow,
do. So do
all
you.
these books are surrounding me, and I feel so happy.
That's
It is.
good.
It's awesome. As a matter of fact, I know you weren't on this particular episode, but in a previous episode, Brenda and I interviewed Julie B., who wrote the book Burned, who the
Mhm.
people who published her book are the same people who published the book Traction.
Mm.
So not
Oh,
only is it cool that we got her onto the show, but that's a vibe and an experience that so many entrepreneurs go through, which is burnout. So also another good book for you to read. And again, another person who hung out with the Breaking Even Better team. So apparently we have like a lot of authors. Brenda, we're looking at you. You're gonna have to put one out, girl.
I
Looking
have a
at you, B.
manual,
Well, there's
not a book.
something to be said for that too.
I think Brenda is going more for the movie script.
You know
Yes,
what? Yes, I'd watch that. It sounds like it's gonna be a mini series. It's my
it
yeah.
is.
I don't think it's gonna be one 90-minute film. I think we've got a new that one will be Breaking Even Better. It'll be like Breaking Bad. Like it'll be like it'll be like this is we'll get Bryan Cranston up in here. It'll be great. Aaron Paul, hang it all out. They were entrepreneurs too, in a way.
But
Oh.
in talking about the books, I wonder, have y'all ever had a book that just told you about yourself? Like you were reading it and you like, wait, this is straight up talking about me right now.
Hmm.
And this could be business book, it could be a personal book, an enjoyable book, and you was like, this is really stepping on my toes.
Mm.
I would say Atomic Habits was one of them for sure. Um, in that it crowded me. And then there was another book. Oh, I'm gonna forget the name of it.
Well, while you look at it, I'm gonna share the one that was like really ouch
Hmm.
for me. And it was Essentialism
Mm,
by Greg McKeown. And the book, it's a masterclass in saying no.
Oh.
mm,
And I just like I was reading this book and I was like, holy cow. Like when you shift your mindset and you start looking at it from that perspective,
right,
because my key takeaway was like if you don't prioritize your life, somebody else will. And
right,
and you guys know like that what's my like the my core is freedom. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to ever be told what to do, when to do it, or, any of that. And so when I was reading this, I was like, oh, holy cow. If I don't change my mindset and I don't start saying no to certain things, I'm allowing other people to have control over my life.
right,
So to me, it wasn't necessarily Brenda about like, it was speaking about me, but it was more about like, taking the blinders off to some extent
Hmm.
about the thing that I was doing that I needed to change. So anyways, to me that's truly a life altering book for me.
yeah, I would say
Okay.
this isn't the book I was thinking of, but when I opened because I reached over to my phone to kind of look for like my stuff, and this one I actually feel is even more important, which is, and I quote it all the time. You guys have heard me quote it like when we're out, which is a book by Chris Voss called Never Split the Difference.
Mm,
And that book helped me impact it impacted how I spoke with family members. It
mhm,
impacted how I spoke with professional colleagues or clients, or if I found myself in a challenging situation and could even feel myself getting defensive, there are tools from that book that I have pulled out and have leveraged, and it works like a charm. As a matter
Mhm.
of fact, the person who inspired, if I can use that word, Get More Clients You Love, who you know who you are, fool, if you're listening to this podcast. So, one of the ways that we finally ended up breaking that relationship was leveraging a tactic from Chris Voss's book, Never Split the
mm,
Difference. Because they were just trying to play chicken with money that they owed us. And they're like, oh, and I won't get into all the details, but we got paid. I'll leave it there. And we got paid in full with one of the tech because he was trying to, again, hold on to money that did not belong to him, that belonged to us. So
I like that book too. I was looking back, I'm
a
like,
good
I
one.
read that. And I
Mhm.
got it October 21st, 2021. Now that was the difference, first of all. I was like, I read that. That is a great book.
See, and you're saying you don't read, and yet there you are.
Well, I mean, I listen. Let me be clear. I listen.
Right. And that's fair. And that's fair.
Listen, I mean, whichever way you can consume the
That's exactly right.
information, that's what matters. I don't think the medium is the thing, but are you, because here's what I'm going to say to our listeners. Consuming YouTube videos or, TikTok, whatever, or the reels, it's great entertainment. But here's what it doesn't give you. It doesn't give you the ability to expand your intellect.
Right.
Okay. And if you truly want to be a successful business owner and you want to, create an impact in the world of some kind, you have to work on that intellectual muscle so that you can learn new things. I attribute a lot of the decision making and the things that I've done in my life and achieved to having read so many books. Even the ability to speak, fluently in a second language. It's been because I take the time to read and then I expand my vocabulary
Right.
because I'm not just listening to the same people or listening in my own language, Spanish. If I were to do that, then how do I expand on my vocabulary? How do I become eloquent enough to be a TEDx speaker?
That's right. That's
That's
right.
true.
So for all you listeners, please don't forget to subscribe and share this with your fellow bookworm boss friends. Be sure to leave us a review and let us know what books really had an impact on you too. Leave us a message or DM us and let us know what books were impactful for you. Because again, if you're not a reader, that's fine. But if you are a reader, we are always interested in learning about new books that were an impact for you.
Yes.
Oh, and if you're an author, hit us up, DM us because we want to know about your book and maybe you can be one of our guests. Who knows?
Wouldn't that be fun?
I
Have
love
some
that.
authors on here. That would be great. So until next time, we were going to ask all of you to make sure that you are breaking even
Better.
Thank you so much for listening to the Breaking Even Better podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a minute to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content. To connect with our podcast or any of us individually, make sure you head to the show notes for all the links you need. See you in the next episode.